In a world that we are so entangled in digital presence, in a world of social media, in a world of everything in our life is revolved around something like a phone. Well, December 16th is a big deal. I want you to listen to what's going on December 16th when it comes to your chats, your photos, your messages, what you view. Now, some of that stuff's probably already known. We know that. We're not dumb. But wait till you hear what's going to happen on December 16th. It's crazy. And if you're on social networking or you're on digital platforms, you may want to pay attention to that day and know what you could do to figure out what's best for you and your family. We're going to talk about December 16th and how it deals with you in social media. Also, we're going to talk about the banks. There's a massive bank warning that just came out where money is flowing out of banks. But guess what? Guess what? BlackRock, Bank of America, they're coming alongside to say, you know what? Tokenization. Tokenization. The dollar's following. We're losing money. The Fed is not helping us. But guess what? We're going to learn to tokenize everything. Even down to the point where you realize you don't even have to buy your washers and dryers. You don't have to buy your cars. You don't have to buy your homes. You can tokenize them, borrow them for times, borrow them for weeks, borrow them for months. And then we're going to help you own it for you so you don't have to go in debts to buy these things. And tokenization and digital currencies and cryptos is the way of the future. Banks are buying into this. It kind of goes along with that you will own nothing and be happy. It's weird how that's still going on, huh? Wait till you hear what Bank of America and BlackRock are doing and what's happening with the banks and people's money. How are they paying for things? Well, they're not, and it's scary. And lastly, we're going to go to something else Alex Jones just said. And here's the thing. You know, I don't watch a lot of Alex Jones, but guess who retruths it and then almost, to be honest with you, when you repost something, retruth it, especially when you're the president of the United States, that means you must believe in it. Wait till you hear what Alex Jones just stated, and then President Trump restated and retruthed on social media. Unbelievable what could be happening with this auto pin and this pardon situation with Biden. Wait to hear the story. There's so many stories today we're going to talk about, and also we're going to do the giveaways. Let's dive in. Hey guys, welcome to our channel. Thank you so very much for being here today. We are so humbled by you coming back and showing your support for us. It means the world to us. And then also, we're going to give away at the very end of this video two things for the November and also the 300,000 giveaway. We're actually going to be doing a great giveaway for the 300,000 giveaway. It's going to even have a solar battery bank and hundreds of dollars worth of prizes, actually probably upwards of thousands. So anyways, we'll go over that at the very end of the video. So let's jump into the stories of the day. First, let's talk about December 16th and what has been portrayed on December 16th. It says, starting December 16th, Meta will begin reading your DMs. That's direct messengers, people. Every message, every photo, every voice note will be fed into AI for profit. Meta is rolling out a new policy that lets them use and find your private conversations to train their AI to allow for them to know everything about you. Unless, here's the key, you manually opt out. That means every DM that you've ever sent, every photo, every voicemail, every private chat you thought that was private with family, friends, partners, clients, even messages you send to people directly will all be used by them starting December 16th. All of it. All of it will be fed straight into their AI model to know you better. So that means you're completely surveilled on social media. Now, we know a lot of the stuff's already surveilled. We talked about the WhatsApp before. We've talked about direct messengers, the dangers of those things. But now we're seeing the sign that they're literally telling you exactly what's going to be happening. And that AI is going to be getting every aspect of your life and putting it basically on the World Wide Web to find more out about you personally. And yes, they have made an opt-out policy. But here's the thing. You can only opt out if you go to the desktop version of Meta. Not only that, you can only go through, there's about 6 or 7 steps. They said it's actually made it very hard. There's different people that are trying to do videos to show you how to do it, and it's not been able to be shared on social media. Isn't that weird? If you don't do this, Meta can legally use every aspect of your private data. Unbelievable. That is unbelievable. So let's talk about that for a second. If you have, talked about things that are personal with you and your family, If you have shared personal thoughts, personal pictures, videos, I mean, even of family photos that you don't want sent to the AI, it doesn't matter. See, this is how it starts, and this is what I'm telling you. This goes along with a new story that we're going to be talking about with Bank of America and BlackRock, but they're telling you by December 16th, along with, remember, Apple telling you that they're going digitized with the digital ID, and that's their footprint. They're going with that last month. Now you're seeing what Facebook is doing and what Meta and social media is doing. The biggest social media presence, again, was Facebook. They're going to be getting your information. Now, this is already on top of what TikTok is doing by getting your information. They're already doing the same thing. So every aspect of your life will be hashed out and will be seen for AI purposes. Now, what that means is this. Then, can AI use it to manipulate you? Here's my thoughts. What have you shared? What have you done? What have you looked at? What have you talked about with someone that's very intimate or special with you and your family? What sensitive data? What bank accounts? What social security numbers have you shared? Your insurance information, your address information. All that, starting December 16th, is taken away from you and put into AI model to know you and its people better. So by December 16th, AI, because they said upwards of hundreds of millions of people will not go and do an opt-out policy when it comes to the people on Facebook throughout the world. They said so by December 16th, this Meta AI will be absolutely strong and have more knowledge about every user on the platform than any human being alive. Think about that for a second. And it goes along with what Elon shared last week. He said, we're going to see a time where we're building the AI, and it's going to come to a point where AI is smarter than us. And then AI is going to know so much about you that it can manipulate you. Then you're going to be looking for AI to be your boss, not only to be your boss, the person that you look to. He said, it's not a person. He said, but we're going to look at them as almost like they're the leaders of us. That's scary. December 16th, pay attention because you need to learn how to opt out of that. There's videos that's coming out on it. But the thing is this, how much of your data has already been compromised? We talk about, keeping your data safe. Well, that kind of goes along to the next story. BlackRock and Bank of America. Now, before we get into that, a word from today's sponsor, something that you need to pay attention to, actually something that we're going to be giving away. Check this out. Imagine waking up one morning to find out your once peaceful neighborhood plunged into pure chaos, with law enforcement overwhelmed, businesses shuttered, and now the streets look like a war zone. In such unsettling times, ensuring your safety's family is the most important. This is where transforming your home into a fortress can make all the difference. At the heart of the effective home defense is the Doorcade, door security device, a game changer in home security that fortifies your home by making your doors truly battering ram resistant.
Check out this battering ram demonstration. Doorcade can take 2,000 pounds of pressure. Used by the Department of Defense in schools, this security solution is now perfectly tailored for residential use. It allows you to quickly turn any room, especially bedrooms, into impenetrable safe rooms. Unlike conventional locks or deadbolts, Doorcade is tamper-proof from the outside, offering a robust layer of protection against potential intruders. Moreover, it comes with a lifetime warranty,
providing a peace of mind that lasts. By installing this advanced security measure, you significantly reduce the risk of your home being targeted, being proactive, not reactive. Don't wait for a crisis to inform your home security. Join the ranks of those who prioritize their safety and choose to fight crime by preventing it. In uncertain times, being prepared is not just an option, it's a necessity. No joke, protection is the utmost importance, and we live in a world that is so dangerous. I want to make sure my homes are protected, and doors are the first line of defense. Make sure you have this Doorcade. There's a link below. I actually have two of these on two of my doors, one exterior door, but one on a panic room door. So say for instance, you're worried about them coming in the home. If you have that safety room, use the Doorcade. A phenomenal product. So make sure you check them out today. Now we're going to be giving one of those away at the end of the video with a $300,000 giveaway. A phenomenal investment, but go check that out because it's a great buy right now for your family to keep them safe. Now let's jump into the story with Bank of America and with BlackRock and the globalization of tokenizing our future. Now, what does that mean? What does that mean? Well, tokenization is a way to say You don't have to have direct ownership of things. Also, everything can be tokenized to bring value to it. So therefore, it helps get rid of some of the debt. But what it does by getting rid of some of the debt, it basically makes the dollar demise. You're coming up with a new form of currency that goes along with crypto and a digital footprint into what we've been talking about with digital IDs, with real IDs, all that stuff. All this ties in together. But let's go along with what we're hoping that banks will back its people and actually keep the cash flowing. Well, there's a new story that shows that Fed has been giving millions, hundreds of millions of dollars sinking into banks to keep them afloat. Well, there's news stories from the Kobayashi letter saying that banks are losing capital and cash all because they chose to do the fractional lending, all because they chose to, give people money that they can't afford and pay back. Now banks are literally sinking. Kobayashi letter says, if we do not get a hold of the situation that's going on right now, what we're doing is we're going to be losing the banks because they have no money. He said, and when they have no money, guess what they're doing? They're going to be proactive and not reactive. They're going to make sure that they're not the ones to fail. It will be the people to fail. They will restructure their debts. They will restructure the way that dollars look like, and you will be the one caught red-handed. Now, what do we mean by that? Let's listen to what just was shared by Bank of America. Big Bank just dropped the doors when it comes to crypto. Bank of America, one of the largest banks in the U.S. with nearly $2.9 trillion in assets under management, is now telling its wealth clients that they need to allocate 4% of their portfolios into crypto. That's not a small financial thing. This is trillions of dollars of people's money. Now they're going to liquidate out of cash, out of banks, and put directly into crypto holdings. Kobayashi later comes back and states this. It says, and this goes along with it, unrealized losses in the banks remain historically high. Banks will have to do something to either be rescued or the banks will keep on failing. So that's where Bank of America comes in and says, you know what? Well, let's just take what we quote unquote have in dollars in debt and let's just put them in a crypto holding and get away from this way of that we used to do business, and now let's embrace this new tokenization, this new crypto. This was breaking. It says BlackRock, $30 trillion. What does that mean? 30 trillion. BlackRock confirms the dawn of a new crypto era. It says we were right about crypto. The largest asset manager is telling you right now to invest in crypto, get on the blockchains, and take on the future of global market infrastructures. Says that now crypto, if we see all these banks backing it, along with BlackRock, along with everybody who thought they were on the parallel, not next to the government, they said that crypto could be a $30 trillion asset very, very soon. Worldwide. Now, $30 trillion. Isn't it amazing how they said they could wipe out our debts? But we can't with dollars. We can't because we keep spending way too much money. They said October, the Trump administration came out and said even October, they made records money in tariffs. Record money in tariffs. But your Congress, led by Republicans, spent more money than any other time this year. So it shows that we have a problem and we can't quit spending. But all of a sudden, if everybody goes to this new tokenization in crypto, this allows for the market to be manipulated to where the dollar falls and then crypto comes and takes over and actually helps us, quote unquote, get out of debt. So they're going to sell it to you as bring all your dollars here. We can help make it better and worth more because crypto is going to go up and you're going to find way more value in this tokenization. Now, this is all so big and so much going on, and no one can explain and understand it. I bet you right now you're thinking, what is tokenization? What is all this crypto? It means nothing. You're right. It's nothing. It's all speculative. But see, they cannot get rid of the debt, so they got to make up this falsity to think that the speculated energy source of fake money based on digital assets is going to pay it off and make you feel better that you're not going to have piles of debt. But what it actually does is it takes all your real money and it takes it and puts it on these blockchains or on this digitized form to where you now have all your money invested in things that are controlled by other people and not you. You won't need a safe at your home anymore. What's the point? They're taking all your money and quote unquote, they're going to keep it safe. Now, I don't know about you, but anything the government has touched, anything that big banks have touched, anything that BlackRock has touched, anything that politicians have touched, I don't think that's worked out in the favor of the American people, has it? So Bank of America now, because the record losses in banks, because the Fed is pouring money in banks, and because the economy is not getting better, your Congress is spending way too much money, BlackRock, Bank of America, comes out and says, you know what? Let's look at taking some of our dollars and some of our debts and let's roll them to the crypto asset. And let's start building up the blockchain. Let's start building up this new tokenization that's going to change the future. BlackRock came out and said this in an interview last week, Larry Fink. He said, it's going to be so great because what tokenization does, and on the blockchain, what it does, it allows people to work together and not have to buy things. They'll use tokenization as ways to then be able to tokenize washers and dryers, tokenize fridges, and buy those, but basically not have to quote unquote buy them. They can use them and then turn them back in, get their tokens back, and then start another buy from somewhere else. All that sounds like you're going to play an arcade game and that you're winning these little fake tickets at Chuck E. Cheese, doesn't it? But people are believing it, hook, line, and sinker. And everybody's so excited about this new digitized form that's going to help America get out of its piles of debt. And it's not. What it's going to do is put us in bigger chains than you can even imagine. 25% of Americans right now are using buy now, pay later, meaning ways to have debt to buy simply rice and beans. So it means that people are going to be struggling. People are already struggling. So if all of a sudden the government or these big banks come out and say, well, look, for every dollar you have, we're going to give you 2 crypto dollars. For every dollar you have, we're going to give you 2 tokenizations. We're going to give you 2 tether coins. We're going to give you 2 stable coins. We're going to double your money just like that. So you're going to take your money and then quote unquote double it on this quote unquote fake money. That's what's going to happen. You wait. I want you to listen to this other story dealing with stablecoins and tokenization. It says, stablecoins has surged $4 billion in 2020 to $272 billion by October 2025, mostly because people are scared of the dollar and they're moving out of the dollar into stablecoins. This is happening all across the world to where people are realizing the dollar is not worth anything. The Swedes, the Finnish, all these areas, all these banks that are internationally invested in the dollar are now pulling to stablecoins. And stablecoins will allow for a new future and a new way forward with no dollars and a new digital currency. So you know when someone tells you they try to explain crypto or digital money to you and they can't, and it all sounds like it's fluff, it's because it's almost like going to Chuck E. Cheese, getting your tokens and winning tickets back, and you're so excited to have those tokens or tickets, and they're really worth nothing unless you're at Chuck E. Cheese, right? Tokenization is only good when they allow you to use tokenization. What if the grid fails? What if one of these solar flares hits the grid like we talked about for February? That dollar you gave in and get 2 cryptos back or 2 stable coins back, can't touch it. It's not worth anything. So you lost your money. Invest in something to turn around and lose everything. It's putting you in change bigger than you ever thought. Now I want to go to this story with Alex Jones. Now again, I shared a little bit with Alex Jones over the last month, about 2 or 3 stories, but this is amazing. He says, wild, Michelle Obama may have used Biden's auto pen in the final days of his administration to pardon key individuals that she wanted pardoned. And that was from a source that Patrick Byrne that revealed that to Alex Jones. And you say, oh, that's crazy. You know, Alex Jones, sometimes he comes up with good stuff. Sometimes he comes up with crazy stuff. But then the President of the United States, Donald Trump, retruthed it and posted it from Alex Jones. Now, I want you to think about that for a second. You know, Trump, if he says anything online or anything on Truth Social or any kind of media, it's going to go viral because he's the President of the United States, one of the biggest names in the world ever. So he knows this is going to have ramifications. This is not just some random, like, sharing a meme here. He's literally sharing what was shared by Alex, saying Michelle Obama used auto pen. Now, if you notice, Trump has been on this auto pen thing. What does he know that we don't know? Now here, I say this once more. I love the fact that Trump shared this. I love the fact that we're exposing things like Dr. Makari is exposing Fauci. Dr. Makari is exposing all these things going in your arm. You've got RFK exposing things. You have a Trump administration exposing things. You have, they made $33 billion extra dollars for us in October, but then the Congress spent about $100 billion over what they were supposed to. So it's basically what I'm saying is there's a lot of exposure getting done. But if we don't have the DOJ, or we don't have the FBI, or we don't have any of these intel agencies actually doing things about this stuff, I don't care to really know it. I really don't. I'll be honest with you, because it makes me more mad. That's like the files release. If we ever get to the files, or we ever hear more on Obama, or we ever hear more on Clapper or Brennan, or we ever hear more on Fauci, I really don't know if I want to hear it. Because if our DOJ and our government cannot prosecute the bad players, exposing it into the light only makes the people that do believe in Christianity, freedom, independence, and liberty, and the rule of law, like people like us, the conservatives, it's going to make us even more mad. Because I don't want to hear what Comer or Jim Jordan says over in the House, where they bring all these people in front of them and they try to grandstand, but nothing gets done. I'm tired of that. So yes, I love the fact that he shared this about the auto pen. But if Pam Bondi and the DOJ never does anything about the auto pen and never takes away these pardons and never figures out if this stuff was legal or illegal, and no one ever goes to jail for it, why do we care to know it? Why do we care to expose it if nothing gets done other than makes us even more mad? Now, one thing that we can learn from all this is you better take care of yourself. You better stockpile some dollars and some cash. You better stockpile defense. There's a new ordinance right now. I want you to listen to this. This is happening in Canada, people. Canada. Now, Canada. Let's make sure we understand this. This is not some foreign country. This is the person who's at our border right now. Canada. If they catch you with the firearm, you could be thrown in prison. It says Canada is going full-blown communist. And they're running it just like Carney, which is the WEF, which is a global agenda, just like what BlackRock wants, basically. They know it's about to get bad there, and citizens are armed. So guess what they're doing? They're taking it away. Listen to this. If you own a firearm and that is not registered, or they are going through this confiscation thing, listen, you could face up to 10 years in prison if you're not careful with how you have your firearms. They're going to start taking these things away. And remember, America is next. I want you to listen to what Hakeem Jeffries just shared. Now, this is the Democratic minority leader. He says Hakeem Jeffries declares that everyone working to implement President Trump's agenda, meaning anyone that's wanting President Trump's agenda, who voted for him, who is wanting this to go through with anything that he's looking for and exposing, kind of like the auto pen. Listen to this. He says, we will put these people in jail and they will be deemed a criminal. The statute of limitations does not go on, and any crimes that are being committed within the next years will not be covered under statute of limitations, and we will put them in jail. So what he's saying is, when we become back in power, we're supposed to start arresting all these people, these conservatives, these traditionalists, these people who are working with Trump. We're going to start arresting them. You better believe they probably will, because they are good at actually doing what they want to do, and these judges allow it. But conservatives, on the other hand, Republicans, they're worthless. They won't ever do this. So this kind of stuff is going to keep on happening. Now, two more quick things I want to say. There was a Russian mysterious doomsday radio we talked about. It's become active. First time it's been active in years. They said somewhere upwards of maybe even 10 to 15 years, even 20 years, since they've even thought about using it. It deals with nuclear strikes and capabilities. This goes along with what NATO just came out and said, we may do a preemptive strike on Russia. Now, did you vote for any of that? This is why Trump needs to pull out of Russia, by the way. All the heat that's going on Zelensky, and now all of a sudden NATO comes out and says they want to bomb Russia. Now, what does that have to do with the banks, Colby? What does that have to do with America? It has everything to do with it. If they can keep you distracted with something else, they can implement what they want back at home. And this tokenization, this December 16th, how everybody's going to have their AI known. AI is going to know everything about you. See, when they can dangle something here, like the carrot in front of the horse right here, your focus is right there. And guess what? The whole time, they're doing something over here. Pay attention to these stories. What Alex Jones said was unbelievable. But if no one ever busts Michelle for doing this, and Trump administration or the DOJ won't go after these people, it means it's all for naught. And it shows how evil we are, and it shows how bad America will keep on getting. Now, 26, everybody says, 26 is going to be the year because Trump wants to win the midterm, so he's going to start doing all this stuff. Hope you're right. But I would have liked to have seen that for the 25 and 26. Let's just keep rolling with good wins instead of worrying about trying to impress people at the voter box. that's what I'm thinking for the day, guys. Let me know your thoughts. Pay attention to December 16th. Pay attention to what Alex Jones said. But pay attention, is DOJ going to do anything about any of this? That's the question. Now let's jump into the last thing of the day. We're going to be doing a giveaway. We're going to be giving away a Doricade. We're going to be giving away tons of prepping things. We're going to be giving away seeds. It's thousands of dollars worth of stuff that we're going to be giving away. The first winner is going to be the winner for November, meaning we give something away every month at the end of each month. And that's for someone who is commenting. We put them in a random drawing. The more you comment, the more that you give a thumbs up, that puts you more into the drawing. Because again, all it is we take our whole comment section and just put it into this random drawing online, and it spits out the winner. So the more you comment, of course, the more you have entered into the giveaway. So the winner of the November giveaway, which is going to be some shirts, some soaps, some seeds, some things from us, which is going to be a good prize pack, is Jeffrey Imbert. Jeffrey Imbert, you have commented. It says, I joined over about a year ago, 100 comments, 15 hearts. Thank you so very much, Jeffrey Imbert. You're the winner of the November giveaway. So please email us. There's an email below. Don't try to comment because I can't follow in the comments. So email us so we can get your information and we will get this prize pack sent to you. Usually we do it via mail, USPS. So please make sure that you reach out to us. Now, for the winner of the 300,000 giveaway, again, same drawings that we put in. We try to make sure that we have everybody in. I want to show you, for instance, there's some people that's commented 164 times. There's some people that's commented 1,335 times. There's some people that's commented 3,500 times. So that's how many times you're entered into the giveaway. So the random selected winner of today's giveaway for the 300,000 is Joy Hobbs. Joy Hobbs, you are the winner of the giveaway for 300,000. So again, we've got a good big prize pack for you. It's going to be the Doricade door gem that we just did a feature on in this video. A phenomenal purchase, hundreds of dollars. We're going to be giving to you also several other things from other seed providers and things from us. Even we've got a battery bank that's going to get some information from you so we can get some things to you. So please reach out to us, email, so that way we can get your address, all your information. Guys, thank you so much for watching. We love being able to share this content with you. It's not meant to make you fear. It's not meant to make you scared. It's not meant to make you worry. It's meant to make you prepare. It's meant to make you think. It's meant to make you say, you know what? They may not be looking out for my best interest, so it may be I need to look out for my food. I need to look out for my family better. Spiritually, I need to prepare. That's why we do what we do. So thank you so much. I hope that we can do a 400,000, 500,000, 600,000, 1 million giveaway one day. And we thank you for watching. Guys, we love y'all. We really do. And we're humbled again by your support each and every month. We hope that you like this content. Please give us a thumbs up. Share this content. It means the world to us. Yesterday's video was held down tremendously, but it's because we started sharing more truth, huh? Guys, thank you so much for watching. God bless.